Thank you for tuning in today and welcome to the National Veterans Chamber of Commerce radio show. This is our media channel and we're so happy that you're here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and watch our shows. We're on Fridays. All the shows can be found on our YouTube channel. So that's why we hope that you subscribe. And I'm your host, Shelly Harrison, and I'm with the National Veterans Chamber of Commerce working on different programs with our team. And we're so happy to have our team behind the scenes. So we have Tammy, who's producing today. We also have our executive director, Joseph Molina, who is the executive director of the National Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And then my co-host, Dolly Rivera. So you'll see Dolly here occasionally too, hosting the show along with me. So again, we want to welcome our subscribers and our followers. Today, we're going to have a great show. We have a very special organization that we're going to feature today. And we have the founder of the organization, and you'll meet her in just a moment. But we here at the Veterans Radio Show, we feature heroes in action doing wonderful things for our veteran community. And if you know anybody that is interested in being on the show or being a sponsor, we have some wonderful sponsor programs. So please feel free to, reach out to our team if you'd love to sponsor annually, or if you want to do just a few shows, but we always love that sponsorship and support. So again, I want to thank you for being here. I'm going to welcome my guest, but let me tell you a little bit about her. So we have today Katz, and she is the founder and CEO of Victory Bridge Foundation. And let me tell you a little bit about the organization. The Victory Bridge Foundation, which is also VBF, is committed to supporting veterans, first responders, and their families through initiatives focused on suicide prevention, mental health and wellness, and PTSD. VBF stands as a national community uniting compassionate individuals with a shared purpose. They aim to empower our nation's heroes by building a strong bridge to wellness and to challenge the perspectives on mental health by raising our collective voice. And I want to welcome my guest, Katz. So Katie, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing really well. And, I need to give someone a shout out because we were introduced actually by Mary Sadat. So we want to thank Mary for introducing us. And I know when we had our conversation, I think you were driving and you pulled over when we first started the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mary's great. She's one of the board members here at VBF.
Exactly. Yes. And I'm so happy that, that she shared the organization. And I knew that as soon as I heard about it, I had to get you on the show. So
thank you for having me on.
Oh, well, thank you, Katie. And we're going to have a great time because I have some questions that we want to go through to learn more about your organization. And the first one I have is, what was the reason you decided to, where you found Victory Bridge Foundation, how it started?
Well, it really started back when I was a teenager. So I was 16 when I really knew that I wanted to serve America's heroes one day. My father was an Air Force veteran, and he had Parkinson's disease and PTSD. And I witnessed that as a child, some kids that he had. And then it was right before he passed away that I really decided, look, I need to serve our heroes. And, life just took me in that direction. And finally, I'm here.
Wow. 16 years old. That is, and you're still young. So, I'm sure it's not that long ago. But that's such a wonderful, you have definitely, a servant's heart. And I think that, that's very, evident in the way that you're serving with this foundation. And, we salute your dad, and I'm so sorry to hear that he passed away.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Both my parents had untreated mental health.
Wow.
Challenges. And, as a child growing up in that, I find that it's very important to get the families involved. So that's why I bring the families into it, because it would have been a game changer for us.
Really, gosh, that's, and that's interesting. I know, because there are a lot of our veterans that, that do have, different levels of PTSD, and, and the suicide rate is very, it's high.
Yeah.
veterans. And I mean, they've served our country. So, we want to protect them just watch out for them. And
Yeah.
as far as when was VBF created, and where are you in the process right now?
So we were created back in 2022. Um,
Oh,
and yeah, but we've just been working slowly trying to get to where we want to be before we really launch. So we're getting ready for that launch now. We're gathering resources, we're building our foundation and the infrastructure. And it's a very long process to do that
oh, it is.
the
Yeah.
correct way. So yeah. So yeah, we're right there to where we are really about to launch, and I'm getting excited about it.
Exciting. Yeah, how exciting. And, I know you have a, board of directors, and like you'd mentioned, Mary's helping with it. And, I can't wait to see, just what unravels over the next year, I would imagine, as far as who you're helping and who you're serving. And another question, what is the difference between VBF and other organizations that serve veterans and first responders?
So again, it's about the families.
Mhm.
First responders and veterans, they need that care, but the family needs to thrive. So, they don't understand, the family doesn't understand what's going on unless they're involved. And it's just, to give you an example, AA is much more successful when the family's there to support. And that's the same with those that are dealing with trauma and trying to, make sure that they're well for the rest of their life and that they're healthy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And how do families find your organization?
So they're going to find us from word of mouth. I know a lot
Mhm.
of organizations, very supportive with them. And so we're just going to, do a blast, and we're going to, I know a lot of people that are veterans and first responders, and I'm going to reach
Yeah.
out to them. And yeah, and then also there's, of course, our website, victorybridge.org.
Yeah, and I believe they just put your website up, and I'm sure people can take a screenshot, go directly to the website, and learn more. And for your organization, I mean, what when you go to sleep at night, what are your thoughts about this whole organization, and what excites you about it?
The community is
Mhm.
what excites me about it. So we're building a community. It's going to be a platform where we'll have the peer support groups and the classes and courses, and anything that they can get. Yeah, so it's going to be a forum just for veterans, first responders, and their families and loved ones, and that's what I'm excited about because I love seeing the community. And when they get
Yeah.
together, they're unstoppable, and that's what we need in this country.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I know that you have some initiatives that you're working on. And can you share some of those initiatives that you're working on?
Sure. So there's the community platform, which I just explained. So there's that. And then we also have a resource hub where there's going to be already vetted resources so that they're not searching for hours online trying to find, legitimate organizations that can actually help.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we're going to do the Victory Bridge Awards, which is an annual award ceremony that will
Mm.
recognize organizations for their incredible work in
Yeah.
the veteran and first responder community.
Right. And now where are you going to hold that event,
It's gonna
Katie?
be in Las Vegas,
Oh, in
and
Las Vegas. What a fun place to have it.
yeah, we're gonna have
Yeah.
it November is the start of it, so, we're
November of next year or this year?
next year.
Next
A
year.
lot of planning.
Yeah, yeah, it takes a village to put together an event like that, and especially, I would imagine, in Las Vegas, most definitely.
Absolutely, yeah, and we'll have, high-end influencers there, we'll have our celebrity spokesperson there, we'll have,
Yeah.
a lot of exciting things will happen at those awards, it'll be really fun.
Oh, I would imagine, and how exciting that you get to plan that, right?
Yeah, yes, yes,
Yes.
the most rewarding part is really seeing everyone, happy at the end.
Yeah, yeah, because when you bring people together like that, especially for an awards ceremony, honoring our heroes, and, just really making it a big celebration. I mean, how could you not get other people involved, right? And how can people support you, knowing that you've got this event that's going to be coming up next year and your foundation? I mean, how can people get involved with Victory Bridge?
Go to our website, become a member. We're looking for sponsorships. We're looking for founding sponsor and sponsors for the Victory Bridge Awards. But yeah, become a member, donate. That would be the best way to support right now. We're still really in fundraising mode.
Yeah, I would imagine. And knowing that you're going to be, supporting, our veterans. So what would be the process for people? So let's say somebody comes into the organization, they find you, and let's just say that, that they're maybe dealing with PTSD. How would they come into your community, and what would happen to support them?
Well, that depends on what the person wants. So we believe that all people heal differently. They
Yeah.
have better things for others than there are for certain individuals. So we're going to have multiple options as far as that goes. The very first thing and the most important, which personally, in my opinion, is going to be the community platform, the peer support discussion group, because you can be anonymous, you can get on video, talk, and it's not going to just be those who need support. It's going to be those
Mhm.
that want to support, that have been there and, went through it. Or, whoever wants to join and be a support person, we just all
Yeah.
need somebody to talk to sometimes.
Yeah, and I would say that, it's a great foundation, just from hearing from Mary, hearing from you. I've, researched the foundation, and I really applaud you for, having this vision at the age of 16, Katie. I mean, gosh, when you think about it, when you look back, what would you tell that 16-year-old girl now, knowing what you've accomplished?
Well, so let's be clear. I did not know what I was going to do. I had no idea how I was going to help veterans when I was 16. I just knew I wanted to.
Yeah,
But, I would, I'd say, keep your head up and just keep working.
yeah,
Because, I didn't have an easy life. I didn't have an easy childhood, and if I
yeah.
would've just known that everything would work out to how I wanted it and I'd be able to serve our veterans and first responders, I'd just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, congratulations on what you're building. And, we certainly want to be sure that, that we have people, going to the website to explore and learn more about Victory Bridge. And, when you think about it, what kind of things would you like to share, Katie, just to let people know, kind of what your mission is, and, what are those things that are critical to your organization?
So, our mission is to serve veterans and first responders as well as their families. I think I would say the family part needs emphasized. We want to help the
Yeah.
families. We want to help loved ones or friends. We want to be able to provide resources, trusted
Mhm.
resources, and it's it's going to be okay. The brain works in a weird way, and we can't control that.
Yeah,
And we have to. Our brain doesn't, or we don't get to choose what our traumas are. We don't.
that's right.
And so our brain does that, and we need to look at it and start going into solving that and
Yeah.
bringing wellness to the brain, because it's a very delicate. It's very funny how it works. I mean, and I
Yeah.
think that learning about it has changed me completely. I understand it so much more from all the books that I've read. Body Keeps the Score is
Yeah.
a great book. It just really explains how trauma truly affects an individual, whether they want it to or not.
Yeah. And share the name of that book again. You mentioned it.
Yeah, it's called The Body Keeps the Score.
The Body Keeps the Score.
Mhm.
Mm. Yeah, so that would be great for our audience if, people are dealing with
Great
PTSD
book.
out there, and yeah,
Great book.
most
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean,
Well,
it does talk about veterans, but so it could be triggering, but just for a
yeah.
warning.
Yeah, well, and that's a good disclaimer to know because, I think people will, they'll definitely pick up a copy if that's something that they're, yeah, kind of gravitating to, and to help and support them. And of course, they can, definitely reach out to, you and your team. And we did have the website up, and we'll make sure that it's in all the show notes. And we want to remind our audience we're here with Katie Katz, and she is the founder of Victory Bridge Foundation, and she has some great things going on. Katie, we want to make sure that you stay connected with us, and thank you so much for being on the show today. And we want to have you back before the gala next year. So let's plan to do that so we can help you to get the word out.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me on.
Oh, thank you, Katie. And have a great Labor Day weekend. Any big plans?
No plans right
No
now.
plans. Just
No
relaxing,
plans.
probably.
Relaxing with the family.
There you go, family. You said that magic word. All
Yeah.
right. Well, Katie, thanks again, and have a great weekend. And we'll see you next year, probably. Okay.
All right. Thanks so much, Shelley.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Katie. All right. And I believe we are going to actually now have Gary on the show, and he's going to do his veteran. He has a segment that he helps us out with. And I just found out that we don't have Gary today. So I just got an announcement. And so in this case, we want to make sure that you subscribe. Follow us on all of our social media platforms with the National Veterans Radio Network, as well as our YouTube channel. And we want to wish everyone a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Thank you so much for joining us today. We will catch you next time.